love you, Mom.
No, Mom.
Say Happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day.
Now blow her a kiss.
Mama.
Say bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye, Mommy.
I love you, Mom, because you give me shelter and provide for me. Happy Mother's Day, Mom. I love you.
I love my mommy because she gives best hugs.
I love my mom because of her love for Christ and for her sacrificial love for our family as well as our church family. She's the best mom ever.
What does Mommy do?
I kiss Mommy.
What do you love about Mommy?
We watch movies together.
Yeah.
Play together.
Okay.
Play together. We went on dates.
Hi guys, and welcome back to Sunday School. You like my hat? It's actually my shower cap. Won't wear it right now. But today, I thought, let's have PJ Day, Pajama Day, because it's nighttime, and which you're probably watching it in the morning if you're watching on Sunday morning, but we always record these a couple days before Sunday. So I thought, what better night? Just got out of the shower because I've been working really hard today. And I thought, well, we can do Sunday school in our pajamas. I guess that's the fun thing of getting to have our Sunday school class online. So, figured all of you hopefully can put on your pajamas so that I'm not the only one. And we'll have a really fun time doing our Sunday school lesson together. So we have a couple of fun things we've been doing at church. We've been painting, and so for your classroom, if you remember it, we've added a few colors, and it's really, really fun. So later on in this video, we will show a little video because we taped it, we recorded it, and so it goes really quickly, so it looks like we painted it super fast. It took a long time, but we got it done and it looks really good, and I can't wait for all of you guys to get to see it and get to play in the classroom. Okay guys, so today our lesson is going to be, Sunday school lesson is going to be about two friends. So you guys I'm sure have lots of friends. Maybe it's somebody from school, or a cousin or brother or sister, maybe a neighbor. So what do you like to do with your friends? Do you guys go and play, or maybe you talk on the phone? What are some special things that you like to do with your friends? And who teaches you how to be a good friend? Give me some examples. Who teaches you to be a good friend? Is it your mom or your dad? Maybe a grandparent? Maybe a Sunday school teacher? Or maybe it's your teacher at school? So we're going to play a little game. It's called Friend or Not a Friend. So I'm going to give you a couple little thoughts, and I want you to think, is that being a friend or not a friend? Okay, so the first one is, a girl fell and cut her knee. Others laugh at her. Are the others being a friend or not a friend? What do you think? I think they're not being friends. If you fall down and get hurt and somebody laughs at you or doesn't help you, that's not being very kind, is it? It's not a friend, right? But okay, so now one of the little girls gets you a bandage. Is that a friend or not a friend? She's a friend, right? Because she's helping you out. She's getting you a Band-Aid, and she's probably maybe helping you get up and giving you a little bit of comfort, right? So if you and your mom saw a man accidentally drop a dollar bill on the floor, and you run up and get the dollar bill, and you guys take the dollar bill back to the man who dropped it, are you being a friend or not a friend? A friend, right? That's good. So let's see. You make a promise to a friend, but you don't keep your promise. Are you being a friend or not a friend? You're not being a friend, are you? If you promise to do something, you want to stick with your word, whatever you say, whatever promise was, and try to follow through with it. Okay, so your Sunday school teacher is collecting a special offering to give to a family in need. So you give some. Is that being a friend? That's being a friend. That's being very kind, right? Okay, guys, let's get ready to do our Bible story for today. Again, I remember it's about two friends, and one of the man's name is David. So we're going to give you guys a little bit of history on David. So here we have David, and David was a shepherd. He had a lot of brothers, and a shepherd is when you would care for the sheep and take care of all of the sheep. So one day, I've got my Bible here, and we're going to read part of the story in 1st Samuel. And so, David. And so David's dad wanted him to bring food to his brothers. His brothers were in the army, and so David, he was a little guy. He wasn't like a kid, but he was not old, and he wasn't a big guy. He was pretty small. And David brought the food down to his brothers. And as he was down there, he heard a lot of commotion, a lot of noise and people. Like, what is that noise? Who is that yelling? And they had said that for days, like the other army, like the bad army, would send out their giant, his name is Goliath, to kind of taunt, they wanted somebody from David's brother's army to come out and fight him. Well, this guy's a giant. He was a very tall guy. And so I would be a little scared, and I'm sure a lot of the other people were. And so in our Bible here, it actually says that, let's see here. It says that Goliath was over 9 feet tall, which is very tall. So if your parents have something called a tape measure, if you were to go and say, hey, I want to see how tall this giant is, go find the tape measure and ask them to pull it out to 9 feet. He wore a helmet and a bronze coat, like a cover, kind of like a shirt, but it was made out of metal, that weighed 125 pounds. That's a lot of weight to carry, like to wear it and wear it as like clothing. Then he also wore armor on his legs, and this is Goliath we're talking about. So this is the giant. This is the giant right there. And they would wear armor on their legs and on their shoulders, and he would carry a big heavy spear. And so he would go out there and like taunt the other people, like, come and fight. Well, I guess there was a reward for Saul's army said if somebody would go out and fight him, and nobody wanted to. Well, David came up and he says, I'll fight him. And they kind of probably were not kind. They probably thought he wasn't going to be able to do anything, because he was just the shepherd boy that, hadn't had training in the army or anything like that. Well, guess what? So, they say, well, here's here's a shield, and here's a helmet. Well, it was all so heavy that David couldn't carry it, or probably couldn't even walk with it. I picture him putting it all on, and then all of a sudden just falling backwards or falling forward. So David says, no, like, I'm going to go down. I'm going to get 5 stones down by the river, and he would use a slingshot. So if you don't want, I'm going to actually put a picture on of a slingshot. But if you look at our picture here, you can see there's a slingshot. He's probably got some stones in here. And there he is with the army. And then there's Goliath with his big old, look at that big shield. And then the army. So you can see how that guy's little. And this guy is so big, 9 feet tall. So he took his rock and he put it in the sling. And what you do is you swing it over your head. And then you let go. And when you let go, the sling will open up and the rock went flying out. And it hit Goliath in the head. And he was out. He fell over and David killed him. God was with him. David was so brave and God had given him a sense of peace, a sense of calm. I would be so nervous. I probably wouldn't do it. But if God gave me the strength and the power to do it, I would. I would do it for God. And that's what David did. And then everybody was so happy and so excited of what David did that the king actually invited David to come back to the palace to live with him. Because they knew David was a special guy. And there's a lot more in the Bible about David. So, once he gets to the palace, he meets Saul's son, which his name was Jonathan. And they hit it off right away. They were great friends. And Jonathan was really loved David, kind of like he would a brother. And Jonathan gave David his special coat. And David gave Jonathan some gifts too. She gave him a bow right here and a belt right here and a sword because they were friends and they were nice. And David had told Jonathan, I'll look out for your family. I'm always gonna protect you. And they had such a good friendship and such a good promise to just be friends with each other all that time. So as we end our story, you just want to remember you want to be a good friend. You want to keep your promise if you say you're going to do something. You want to, if your friend is hurt or needs help, that you would help them out. And you know what? One of the best things you can do for your friend is pray. Pray for your friends. You might not get to see them right now. You might not get to be spending time with them or getting to visit with them. But you know what? You can always pray for them and ask God. And when we pray, that's all you're doing is talking to God. You're having a conversation with God. And it's an amazing thing that you can do. You can do it anytime. You can be right before you go to bed. You can say a prayer. You can pray when you just don't really know what to do. Maybe say a prayer. And I pray for you guys all the time. And it's such a great way to get to talk to God. So now that we've finished our story, we're going to do all of our little activity sheets. And if you didn't have an activity sheet, feel free to pull out a piece of paper and either draw a picture of David and Goliath or David and Jonathan. And then remember, this weekend is Mother's Day. And so you guys want to make sure that you're just being extra nice to your mom. Maybe give her an extra big hug and spend some fun time with her. Make sure you let her know that how much you love her and how much you love all that she does for you, because us moms, we work hard. And make sure that you just have a really great weekend and a great week and enjoy spending that time with your families. And we will see you guys back whenever we come back to church, which I'm hoping is going to be real soon. But enjoy getting to watch our video of the painting we did in the Sunday school classroom. and have a really great week, guys. Bye. Okay, guys, we've got our activity now. So you have your paper that has two sides. One has Jonathan and David, and then you guys are going to hook on the little coat and use your glue or tape. And then you have on the other side, it's a little boy and a little girl, and it looks like they're sharing a stuffed animal cat. And it says, God teaches me to be a friend. And on this one it says, the Lord will indeed give me what is good. Psalms 85:12. Okay? And so you guys are going to color that and then put that together. Then we have this really fun sheet, and it's called Tell the Story. So each one has a number on it. And so what you guys are going to do is you guys are going to cut the picture out, and then you're going to get to tell the story. So if you have your mom or dad or brother, sister, or get your favorite stuffed animal, and you can retell the story of what's going on, and you can kind of make it up. Like, as you can tell, this little guy, he looks a little sad, huh? I wonder what's going on. And so maybe you can just make up a story and tell it to a friend. So let's get to coloring, guys. Okay, now you guys can pull out your masks. I already cut out the holes for the eyes because that's a little tricky, but you can then cut around the mask, and on one side is Jonathan and the other side is David. And if you have string or maybe a popsicle stick or even dental floss, you can probably make it so that you could wear it if you wanted to. But have fun being David or Jonathan.